Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to actually check this out. Look at this. I know my first two videos obviously aren't anything special, nothing really exciting, um, but that docu-series thing I think is really cool, and I think it'll help a lot of people out, especially whenever I finish it. I'm just at a point right now to where I, you know, trying to make ends meet, shall we say. Um, but I just wanted to get this video out there to kind of just prove the point that like what's going on in society, and just tell you my piece of it, and maybe it'll bring you comfort, maybe it'll bring you pain, maybe it'll bring you anger. I'm not too sure. Um, Personally, right now, I'm very confused at what's going on in the political system. I'm very confused at what's going on in the world as a whole. I'm very confused in a lot of situations of this whole pandemic thing. I'm very confused. So pretty much, I wanted to actually talk about cashless society and the coin shortage and all of that type of things, because truly, I am blown away by all of this and the audacity that this government has to do what they're doing. Um, I mean, we say coin shortage. Like, what does that even really mean? Like, what? You're telling me that you can't go walk 5 blocks inside your city and tell me that you're not going to find any pennies, nickels, dimes? That's not true. Pretty much what they're saying is that they've got a shortage of employees, so therefore they can't keep up with demand of coins, which is a whole bunch of tomfoolery. I mean, there's so many coins inside of this world. I mean, they make billions and trillions of pennies, dimes, and nickels every year. And you're telling me that because we've stopped for 2 months, 3 months, however long this has been, that there's going to be a shortage in coins? I think there's a bigger agenda at play here. I really do. I think like we're pretty much looking at, you know, shooting towards a cashless society. Now, with everything going on and everything that's happening, I can see how people are like, hell yeah, let's do it. No freaking cash. Yeah, we can't spread germs. That's cool. Like, that's fine. You can definitely keep that opinion. I don't care. That's fine. But you've also got to understand there's pros and cons to everything that happens in this time of day. And everything that happens with what's happening in the world right now. I mean, we are literally, America is on a stage right now. We are literally on a stage and we are getting booed off. We are getting booed off stage so bad. People are laughing at us. People are mimicking us. People are just, it's, really sad what's happening to this country, and it's all because of mismanagement and misguidance and people just not doing their part, shall we say, which is typical. What do you expect from the good old US of A? I mean, it is what it is. But what I'm trying to get across here is there's so many pros and cons to all of this. The pros, definitely, obviously you don't have to carry cash. You don't have to carry a wallet. I mean, what's the point anymore? I mean, your card's on a phone. Your everything is intact into a phone. Your phone gets taken, you're screwed. You're SOL. How are you supposed to turn off the cards? How are you supposed to do all these things if your phone becomes gone? You know? And, with all this talk of like, hey, let's go digital, let's go Bitcoin, let's go this, let's go that. I'm for it. I think it's cool. I think it's cool that there's another, currency around here. I think that's fantastic. But also, I enjoy cash. I'm a huge cash fan. I enjoy a lot of it. I prefer it personally. I would rather use cash than my card. Now, everybody's saying, well, they're going to trace you regardless if you use your card or not. Da, 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 da. That's cool. But what I'm saying is that I know my cash. Like, I see a $20 bill, and it's still a $20 bill tomorrow. How many times have you woken up in the morning and your bank's like, oh, we're just going to charge you $7.50 just for being us? There's just so many things that can go wrong that it baffles my mind that people are so excited for it and so cringeworthy for it. They're just like, yeah, let's do it. Screw cash, yeah. Who needs pocket change? Yeah. That's cool. I get it, But think about your child. Think about your little one that's growing up in this society. Think of what they're going to have to go through. Think about it whenever you were a boy or you were a girl. And you decided, oh, hey, I want to do chores, and my mommy's or daddy's going to give me $5 for doing chores. That's out the window now. Like, if we go to a cashless society, there is no more of that. There is no more of you doing an odd job to make a few extra $100. You know, now a lot of people are going to say, well, Wesley, you know, it's to fight the war on drugs. What? You know, like if that's literally like your best argument, power to you. But at the same time, like I I don't get that. You know, I mean, people are gonna figure out how to get drugs regardless whether they trade it for sex, um, lodging, etc. You know, gasoline. I mean, dude, it's just gonna come back to the barter system whenever it comes to that. You have crackheads running around with tires that they stole off your car because you know, hey, they can go get an 8 ball for it. It just doesn't make sense. This whole everything going on. It's so there's something more to it. There's something more to what's going on that meets the eye. You know, I mean, we can get into the pedophilia thing. I mean, we can get into the federal agents thing. We can get into so many different things. But I just want to stick with the cashless society thing. Um, what I also want you to think about is, you know, if there's no more cash, what defines your money? What defines it? A single computer? A number? A 1? A 0? A 6? A 12? You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that doesn't sound very sustainable. Because the U.S. has a lot of power, a lot of electricity, and a lot of it's created from unsustainable ways. Well, what's going to happen whenever those unsustainable ways run out? You know, then what? You know, what happens if the power grid goes down? Then what happens to all your money? You're going to be laughing at the guys like me that has a couple $1,000s inside of his, you know, sock drawer, you know, and things like that. So with this being said, you know, you might want to think twice about the decisions like that, you know, because, I mean, think about it right now. I mean, you go to work, you get a paycheck, you come home, great, find Fandingo, great, wonderful. What happens if you go to work, and they're like, yeah, you know what? We're not going to give you your check this week. And you're like, what? How? Why? They're going to say, you know what? We didn't like your work performance. We're just going to take money out of it. Things like that, you know? And then you're stuck in limbo wondering, you know, how you're going to make ends meet and whatnot. And then they're like, okay, we'll pay you next week. Okay, fine, dandy. Next week comes about and all your bills come out, and then you're overdrafted. You're overdrafted 3, 4, 5 times. You have no cash. You have nothing left to trade. See, these pickles, it's just terrible to me. It's just terrible that you know we're pushing towards a society of cashless society whenever we really haven't even mastered the one we're at. Like, truly, if you think about it, we don't even have cars that go over 45, 50 miles per gallon. And if you do, they're electric. Guess where the electric comes from? Gas. You know, it's a revolving door. It really is. And truly, like, it doesn't make sense how we're trying to progress as a society in that form, but not in everything else. I mean, I live in Newport, Oregon right now. Very beautiful place. I do recommend, you know, checking it out. Really pretty. But I walk those streets all the time. You know, and I walk the streets so many times, and I just see all the homeless people, and I see all these people with these rundown houses, and I see all these things like that. And you're telling me that we should focus on all of these other things instead of what's really at bay here. You know, what's really at play. Like, you're taking the human right out of being a human. You know, you're dehumanizing someone because they can't afford to play this game. If you want to get technical with it, that's all this is. It's a huge game. Can you get out of the rat race to be self-sufficient? Can you get out of the rat race to be monetarily sufficient? Can you get out of this rat race? And it's just like, no. Because once you've hit this low, I mean, I'm homeless. I ain't gonna lie. Like, that's why I'm doing a YouTube channel, because I need to increase revenue. Which is okay. It makes sense. I'm playing the game. So, with this being said, you know, you get these people that just get so low in society that you can't even give them a helping hand, because we're going to go towards a cashless society. And because they don't have cash, or they don't have money, they can't start a bank account. They can't they can't go get a driver's license. They can't go do this. They can't go do that. They can't go do this. But yet, we continue to push for it. We continue to push for, pay on your phone, pay with your card, and people are actually okay with, oh yeah, keep the change, keep the change. That's perfectly fine. All that money does is just recirculates to the person who's helping you, as it should, as it should, because this whole funnel is very not good, not good at all. It's very backwards. If you want my opinion, somebody who's busting their hump should make as much as somebody who's in management. Because without the person who's busting their hump, what is a manager supposed to manage? Truly. What happens if we all just decide one day we're like, what, screw this game, I'm done playing it, and we just don't go show up to work. Nobody shows up to work. You guys just come to Newport. You guys come hang out with me. We'll hang out on the beach. We'll go walk night. It'll be a great time. But it just, I'm just baffled at all of this. I'm just very baffled that society is just going the way it does. And we're literally in 2020. Literally 2020. That means 2,000 years since Christ came. And we still haven't figured out how to feed the homeless. We still haven't figured out how to house people. We still haven't figured out how to create a world that literally all you have to do is say, you've got fish over there. I've got bread over here. Let's trade. It's that easy. But instead, there's a stigma behind it. Economics. It's got to be suit and tie, and somebody's got to come in and say, well, because his fish is worth 0.67 and my bread's worth 0.69, it's not an equal trade. So we're not going to be able to do it. That doesn't make sense. Everybody eats. Everybody's got to drink. Everybody's got to have shelter. These are three things that's just human. That's what you need to survive. And for someone to come in and be like, you want to know what? Because you're homeless, you don't deserve those rights. And because I'm rich, I don't have to give you anything of mine. While you have people that are literally on the streets, I can't tell you how many homeless people offer me things every day. They're like, here, dude, you take this. And I'm like, no. Like, I'm fine. I'm blessed. I have a car. I have somewhat of an income. I'm blessed with this hotel room for at least another couple more days. There's not really much I can complain about. But the point is before we start thinking of heading towards these societies, you might want to think of what happens if the power grid goes down, or what if, society collapses. Granted, at that point, your money's going to be piss in the wind, which it is now. Really, if you think about it, we're off the gold standard. Like, what is our money even worth? Like, what is anything even worth anymore? Like, we just, as a collective, we're just like, that's a fine comb. It looks like it's worth $350. And and everybody else is like, you want to know what? That sounds great. That sounds wonderful. Let's pay $350 for it. Let's do it. Whatever. I'm all for like the whole communal living, the whole, buy land and live off of it, be self-sustainable. Because eventually, ladies and gentlemen, things are gonna happen. Mother Earth is very mad at us. Gaia is very, very mad at us. And just like your body trying to detox things, you got a little temperature, man. So like global warming, that just makes sense. So, with this being said, I live probably 9 hours from Yellowstone National Park. If you don't know about that, you should definitely hit that Google button and just Yellowstone National Park volcano. You'll be intrigued. And all these things that are happening. Fish are dying, birds are dying. All of these things are dying because the atmosphere is changing. Everything is changing. And I do highly say thank you, to America for shutting down for a month or two. Our planet recovered fairly quickly, and it was very happy with everybody being off the roads, everybody stopped consuming so much, so on and so forth. I mean, if you think about it, half the things you consume in a day, you don't really need. You know, I literally live off of peanut butter sandwiches. That's it. I'm still a fully functioning human. Nothing to it. Survival, that's the problem. Is like people don't invest in themselves. They don't invest in their knowledge. They don't invest in understanding what being a human is. You think, oh, well, let's get pretty and go to the strip club and let's go to this, let's go to that. That's cool and fine and dandy, but let me ask you something. If you stop doing that, would you survive? Mm-hmm. You would. You definitely would. So with this being said, like we're literally at a tipping point in society. I mean, whether you believe it or not, we are at a tipping point in society. Either A, we're going to progress, or we're going to degress. And truly, I see us going towards more of the degress until we decide, enough's enough. I mean, we have protesting going on. We have rioting going on. There are so many things inside of the society that is going on. And, I mean, you can flip through the television and be like, oh, they're just rioting out in Portland, just being Portlanders, whatever. But the thing about it is like we've completely missed the mark on why we're rioting. We've completely missed the mark on all of this stuff. We're too focused on one person killing another, and we're gonna throw a fit about it. I mean, absolutely, like it is a complete and utterly ridiculous thing that people have the God complex. Like the ego is just a very almost said it. It's a very interesting thing. I mean, it can define you, can build you up, it can pull you down. The ego is just it's just the ego. So everybody's got these, complexes. I mean, if you think about it, you work at McDonald's, right? I work at McDonald's. I sell hamburgers all day. Okay. Well, that cop came through that drive-thru. He ate your hamburgers. What makes you any different than him? You were doing a job. He was doing a job. You're just doing your job. And everybody thinks, oh, please, defund the police. Get rid of the police. Defunding is probably the smartest thing to do. Abolishing the police is probably not. Think about it. Your wife is home with the kids. She's all by herself. She doesn't know the combination to that you're safe. Somebody knocks on your door, hits her with a 2x4, she's knocked out cold. The kids, they know how to call 911. They're like, oh, mommy. Call 911, right? So they call 911. No answer. Then what? You're being mugged. Call 911, no answer. It's so sad that in today's society that people literally will see someone getting mugged, jumped, kicked, punched, film it, freaking film it. No, we're not gonna look at the aesthetics of it. We're not gonna wonder what the hell's going on. We're just gonna film it. Well, hey, quit that. Quit. Hey, quit. What good does that do? I mean, as a society, like, we've got to learn to like look after each other. We are America. It says, we the people. We the people. So me, you, the person next door to you, you, your grandma, your mother, your sister, your brother, but everybody's so selfish because we're in a society that has a stronghold on us, on our hearts and on our minds and everything, that we are literally so worried about where our next meal is going to come from, what are our kids going to wear, how am I going to take a shower, all of these things, am I going to have enough to pay the bills, am I going to have to choose between my car or my house, why does it have to be like that? I mean, capitalism, it makes sense. It really does. Like, strongest will survive. But at the end of the day, why is it so hard for someone like you and me to be like, you know what, I'm down on my luck. I just got a whim and I just thought, what the hell not? I'm going to drive to Oregon and I'm going to try to live there. You know, why is it so hard that people have to run these credit checks and these background checks? And why do these numbers define us as human beings? Like, why do we continue to let this happen? Why do we continue to let, a FICO score determine whether or not you're a good enough person that you're gonna pay my loan back? You're gonna give me my money back. Like, why? Why? I might not have the best credit score in the world, but let me tell you, my bills are paid. I don't know how. I really don't know how, but I can tell you how. Like and subscribe. I mean, I guess this is going on a little long. It's going on for about 20 minutes, but I'm just tired of being silent, and I'm tired of just not saying what I think is what I think, is going on. I'm still very confused at why, everybody isn't doing this. Why isn't everybody saying what they think? I'm sorry if this video has a little bit of errors, whatever. I just decided to shoot it one take. Forget it. Whatever happens, happens. It's just like me talking to you. We're having a conversation, except for you don't talk back. There's a comment section. You can tell me what you think. Think I'm an idiot? Cool. Think I'm funny looking? Cool. I don't care. The point is this coin shortage, this cashless society, in the end of days, it talks about, the mark of the beast and things like that. I mean, first your money's gone, now we're in the middle of a pandemic, and pretty much, people are going nuts about this. I ain't gonna lie to you. People are going nuts. I mean, I'm not gonna get into politics on what I think about the coronavirus. People are dying. Americans are dying. It is something we should take seriously, and it is on American soil. So we have waged war on coronavirus. Because I don't know if you guys have read your Constitution, but it also states that any foreign troops on American soil, well, that's just a no-money no-no at all. So this being said, I want you to be positive. I want you to just continue to grow yourself. Continue to look at this as this is the darkest before the dawn. Because America's going to get worse. I don't really quite comprehend how people say that. Because, I mean, really, what can get worse than this right now? I mean, we are heading into third world country problems. Except for we've got an electrical grid and water pipes. Like, that is truly the only difference between us and Pakistan, if you really want to think about it. What, we've got tall buildings, we've got infrastructures. So do they. Everybody does. It's just the way our country is being managed right now. It's literally just making a mockery out of being an American citizen. I mean, your passport, you can't even go to Mexico. You can't even go to Canada. You're trapped, people. We are trapped. Until this is over. It's not gonna be over. It's not gonna be over for a while. As much as I hate saying this at all, it's just this is just too good for them to just not take advantage of this. It's too good of an opportunity for them just not to take advantage. Like, why wouldn't you? If you were in control and you were sitting in their shoes, wouldn't you? Let's not answer that, shall we? The point is, I just want to see this world be a beautiful place. I just want to see people just grow and blossom. Be what they were sent here to be. Be what their soul contracts are. Finish those soul contracts. I'm tired of coming back here. I know most of you guys are too. And you guys feel it on a spiritual level. Homies. So, sorry, I'm weird. But, please just do your due diligence. Just be a good human right now. Like, just be a good human. The world needs more of you. The world needs more of me. And together, we can create an America that we love and we cherish. And that actually the people around the world want to flock to. I mean, people come here because America really doesn't give a fuck. Aw, dang it. America doesn't care. America doesn't care at all. I mean, you think about it, like, if you flew out to Iran and you're like, I hate the Iranian government, you're gonna die. An Iranian comes here, flies out, and says, I don't like the government. Your government sucks. Well, that's freedom of speech. That's the First Amendment law. You know, that's the first one. You know, freedom to just do what I'm doing right now. Freedom to just be able to say whatever the hell I want. I mean, right now, because I just want to just get this out there, I just want people to see, you know, that I'm far more than a screwed up video, and I do apologize, but I do want to thank you if you did take the time to actually watch it. Like, the concept behind it is so cool. Like, I just want people to just know that it's okay to just leave. Like, you can. But I will say, make sure you have money, and make sure you have a plan. And I'm not talking like a full-out plan. I'm talking about like moderate plan. You know, something like maybe a job lead or something like that. Because it's hard out here. Let me tell you, it's hard out here. You know, but I mean, you know, you guys come to Newport. A lot of things hiring. You know, stuff like that. Because I think like this pandemic is just like, I feel like it's because they say that, you know, unemployment rates are on the rise. You know, and shit like that. But like I said here, you would never know. You would never know because Oregon is such a self-sustainable like state. It is beautiful. Like, I've never lived in a state that I love more than Oregon. And you know, I hail from Arkansas, unfortunately. Sorry to my folks back home, but you know, I mean, that place is just no opportunity now. I guarantee you that place right now is getting freaking hit hard. I haven't been back to Arkansas since November of last year. I left from Phoenix in March to start this escapade. So I've been, 6 months or so I've been out doing this thing. Well, no, I left in November of last year. But that's not the point. The point is, you know, you can do it. You can do anything you set your mind to. Don't let all these things that are happening around you define you. You know, I find myself having the worst trouble trying to like collect myself because let me tell you, like, this brain, it just continues to run and run and run and run and run, which is fine. Human nature. You know, you worry, you stress, you get pissed off. But at the end of the day, does really half of what you're worrying about even matter? You know? Like, am I really going to be pissed that the grocery store can't give me back 20 cents? Not really. But I do collect my change. You know, I do save it. I do also recommend, as a whole, like, you know, be strategic, people. Buy things that are going to last. Buy things that are going to help you in case things do, you know, get crazy. You know, I do advise getting armed as well. That's just not personally like an attack on, you know, what's happening. It's just personally I would have a gun. You know, just in case you got to go hunting, or somebody breaks into your house, or someone tries to kill you. Like, that's what Second Amendment was set up for, you know, and things like that. So really, just think about these things that are going on. Truly, just take about 20 minutes out of your busy ass day and just meditate on this. Just truly, just think. Just be like, is what I'm doing today going to help me tomorrow? Type of thing, because we are in a times, you know, I mean, if you're a biblical person, I would believe that we are living in the end of times. Now, what end of times? What does that even mean? What does it mean? Like, what? End of the 21st century? The end of human existence? The end of the stupid system we have going on as people that trade paper for goods instead of trading goods for goods? I don't know. Thank you. Thank you for watching.